Hello YouTube, it is Chris here, and in today's episode we're going to be retesting the X7R Marauder by Olight. So stick with me. Welcome back everybody, and thank you for sticking with me. Like I said, today we're going to be retesting the X7R Marauder by Olight. Now for those of you who watched my previous video of the X7R Marauder, I had a pretty catastrophic failure pretty early on in testing. Now, I will say this, like I said in the previous video, almost every single flashlight, IPX6, IPX7, and IPX8 rated flashlights that I have tested previous on the channel have all passed every measure of testing. Olight in particular as a brand has had a very positive reputation so far throughout my testing on my channel, and I'm very proud to recommend various models that have passed testing here on my channel. Olight as a company knew exactly what they were getting into when they were getting into bed, so to speak, with outdoor survival gear channels, and especially my channel in particular. I told them the testing that I did, I told them to watch my videos, and I told them these are the types of tests I do with the flashlights, and if you want me to do those kind of things, you want me to review your flashlights, these are what you can expect. So with full knowledge of all of that, they choose to keep sending me flashlights because they enjoy my reviews. And what I enjoy about the Olight flashlights as a whole, without kind of sounding like I'm on a bandwagon, is typically they pass my tests. And for example, this is my Olight R50 Seeker Law Enforcement Edition. This is the Pro version. This flashlight was put through the same gauntlet of testing. It was thrown off a 50-foot bridge. It was completely brutalized. And it's been like 7 months, and still to this day, it works and performs flawlessly. So this particular flashlight, I can say, as long as you get a perfectly working version like mine from Olight, you can trust this flashlight to be dependable and be there for you. I'm a survival channel. The things that we test are designed to test situations that are what I would call outside of the manufacturer's realm of possibility. It is designed to test for the non-normal, the extreme, the crazy, the scary, the drama-filled, and the dangerous. I don't know what situation you may be put in, so I try to create simulated tests and experiments of my own making as a normal person to try to come up with something where I could say, if this could pass all these tests, I could give my thumbs up on this light, and if you watch it and agree with my philosophy, you could be sure that if you do get a working version of the same flashlight or the same knife or the same pack, you should expect very similar results in reliability. Now this particular flashlight failed miserably. Not this one right here. They actually sent me, this was the first one they sent me. So to let you guys know, they did send me a new one. I wasn't skewing testing. And this is the one that I'm going to be sending back, but this one actually has water that got inside. A lot of water got inside. And one of the very first tests I did is I dunked it underwater, and then I basically put it in my freezer. Now, I did that as a standard test that I thought was a very viable test for quite a long time. And I still wanted to do cold weather testing. So I talked it over with Outdoor Mama, aka my wife, and a few other YouTubers, and I still wanted to do a simulated test. Basically stick it in the freezer for 24 full hours, 24 hours on its lowest setting, like moonlight mode, where it'll last the longest, and just stick it in there and leave it there and see how it performs. And I feel and I hope that people who watch this video will agree that that is a more adequate test for flashlights being subjected to cold extreme weathers for extended periods, because there are plenty of people who live in the Great White North up in Canada, who live in Alaska, northern states here in the United States, where temperatures get well below freezing, and knowing that your flashlight will perform in those conditions are very important to me. So if you're interested in all the little nerdy tech specs of this flashlight, I will have those pieces of information down in the video description, but it uses XHP70 LEDs. We get 3 of those, and when this thing is fully maxed out at 12,000 and even 7,000 lumens, this flashlight is a freaking power housing monster, by the way. I just want to let you guys know that. However, the one big drawback for this particular flashlight for some people will be the weight. This is a almost 24-ounce flashlight. As this is the what I would call the rechargeable version, is kind of cool, but they did something completely different that I kind of disagree with still to this day. Now, this is the R50 Seeker Pro Edition that is also a rechargeable version, but I can also swap out the battery if the battery gets old, and I have that option very easily, and it uses this magnetic base plate to recharge stand automatically. So this is a rechargeable version. And I guess my big thing is, why didn't they put that same technology into this flashlight? Were they not able to create a strong enough magnet? I'm not sure what their reasoning are, but they basically, as soon as they start adding charging ports like USB, Type-C charge ports, that's when a lot of flashlights for what I would say a survival situation start to degrade. And just to be clear, I do like this flashlight. I like the ergonomics of the flashlight. It is a nice soda can size. For the applications that are actually stated on the box, and I want to show you guys this. This flashlight was specifically designed for like law enforcement and security. It was designed for extreme weather and hurricanes. They designed it for outdoor survivalists and campers. It's designed for large crowds, concerts, things like that, and it's also designed for construction work. So this is, in my opinion, as they state on the box, this should be a very tough and rugged flashlight that should be able to handle loads of abuse. I want that to be clear. All of my tests are always outside the spectrum because I kind of don't care about what it says on the box of a flashlight. For me, it needs to be able to pass a certain level of testing because in my philosophy, when you're in a survival situation, you're in a dire emergency where your life or your family's life or someone you know's life could be on the line. Second guessing and wondering and thinking about your tools should be a last absolute concern. You should be able to know that the tools that you choose to put in your truck, keep in your pocket, have in your emergency bag should be of utmost reliability. And that's where my philosophy of use for my tools like this come from. So we went through and did a thorough series of drop tests at 15 feet where we chucked this flashlight and completely wham-pammed and destroyed this thing, and it still never shut off. It does have really good impact and shock resistance, so I was very, very pleased to say that was a very high success of this flashlight, and it came because of the PVD coating and the really nice hard anodized. This thing came out almost completely unscathed. I was pretty darn impressed with this. In addition to that, we went through and decided to go through our pool in our apartment complex, and we decided to dunk it underwater for over 20 minutes and submerge it at depths of 4 feet, which is just over 1 meter, and we subjected it for about 20-25 minutes because we're going, the pressure for the seals on this thing are a little bit higher. So that ended up, this particular one passed the test. No water got in this thing whatsoever. And last but not least, this particular flashlight, I decided to still subject it to cold weather testing. However, we tweaked the test a little bit. Instead of freezing them in a block of ice like we used to do with all other flashlights, because we decided to stick this in a freezer for 24 full hours. 24 hours. I dropped it in at 9 o'clock in the morning, and I didn't come back until about 9:30, 10 o'clock the next day. So just a little bit over a full day. And this flashlight was actually still on. It was completely coated in little ice cubes, and the moisture that was in the humidity that was in the freezer kind of coated on this thing, and this thing was completely crystallized. But it was still on and still working, and to this day I can say that this flashlight still works perfectly. Is still to this day, I still want them to come up with a more secure system if they're going to use USBs, come up with a stronger, more durable water blocking sealant. With that said, I am actually proud to say that this new model that Olight did send me for a retest, because they do appreciate the standard of testing that I put and present to my viewers who watch my survival channel. I am proud to say that this particular one did work really well. But if you ever run into a Lumen flashlight, the biggest thing that I want to note with Olight in particular, which is why I choose to recommend them a lot, is due to the fact that their flashlights typically are very, very robust and reliable, but they have a 5-year freaking warranty to replace your flashlight. However, that just about does it for now, and if you enjoyed the retest and the re-review of the X7R Marauder by Olight, definitely give this video a big thumbs up and share this out with your friends and family in your social media networks so we can keep growing, thriving, and making awesome videos for you guys. But that just about does it for now. Hope you guys have an absolute wonderful day. I'm out.